Hey guys, it's Greg from East Coast Eyes, and I'm going to be starting a new series that I'm calling Head to Head. A lot of you asked for my recommendations of which head you think I should get over which head. Should I get this head or this one? Usually I have it narrowed down to 2 or 3 choices. So what I'm going to be doing is taking 2 heads and pitting them against each other and talking to you a little bit about what I like and dislike about each head. So today I've got the STX Stallion and the Nike Lakota. Now this is one I get very often, and actually coincidentally these 2 heads are very similar, and that's why I think a lot of people ask. And so if you know, Nike works directly with STX to produce all their heads, so that might be some of the reason for the striking similarities. But overall, I really like both these heads. They both come in a ton of colors, and they both cost $90 unstrung. The Lakota weighs 4.8 ounces. The Stallion weighs 4.9 ounces. So literally no difference in the price. No difference in the price and no difference in the weight. You'll never notice a tenth of an ounce when you're playing on the field. So talk to you a little bit about the stringing. They're both very similar. Like I said, you can see they both have a whole lot of sidewall holes down the side and almost the exact same number. I didn't count them, but I imagine they're pretty similar. Really, the only difference in the sidewall holes is the Stallion has these really long, narrow sidewall holes, whereas the Lakota has the normal, larger, round sidewall holes up at the top. I've strung a couple Stallions, and I do like the wide sidewall holes because while it allows you to wrap a string through a couple times, it's also narrow enough that a knot won't fall through, whereas with these larger holes, maybe not necessarily with the Lakota because they are just about the right size, knot won't fall through, but with the long ones you can really put a bunch of string through there, which I like to do to string the top string real nice and tight up at the top. As far as the scoop holes, they're pretty much identical. 6 across the top, but most people only use the main 4. Almost identical in shape, maybe the Stallions are just a little bit bigger. And the only other difference in the string holes comes in at the bottom. You can see down here on the Stallion there's no string holes between the last sidewall and the bottom, but on the Lakota you can see the sidewall holes continue all the way around through the bottom, just about. Which I like. Is for someone that wants to string a low pocket, that's really going to help out because you can string a couple pieces of a couple holes of mesh all the way down here at the bottom. So I think that would help. So overall, I'd say it's a wash on the stringing. They're very, very similar, almost no difference. So talk about the face shape. This is where these heads have the most similarity. They have pretty much the same face shape. You can see it's a little bit wider. These are both only legal for high school, but it's a little bit wider with a really, really gradual pinch that goes up the head and starts to pinch out a little wider around 3/4 of the way of the head. And you can see with the Lakota, very, very similar face shape, almost identical. If you look at the 2 side by side, almost indistinguishable if they didn't have the markings up on the top, if you just showed someone a picture of them. So also the offset, very similar. You can see the Stallion has an offset where it goes straight for a little bit and then dips right around here in the sidewall, a little bit further up. And the Lakota has the very same thing, a little bit different in just the aesthetics of it, but still straight and then a little dip a little bit further down in the head. And even the sidewall designs are similar. You can see the Stallions are similar, just a little more spread out with the bars. I think they did that for more face-offs to get the flex point right. I'm not really sure. But you can tell just by holding it that the Stallion is stiffer than the Lakota. The Lakota is a little bit more flexible, and the Stallion is just a little bit beefier. So all in all, you guys could really pick up either one of these heads if you wanted. I mean, Kyle Harrison obviously uses the Stallion, so it is his head, and he did design it, so it can't be that bad. But really, it all comes down to personal preference. If you like the Volt, and the Lakota is really your only option, then you can see a couple volts behind me right there. If you like the Volt, the Lakota is really your only option. If that's the pushing port for you, that you really want that neon yellow color that the Stallion does not come in, then go ahead and pick up the Lakota. But either way, extremely similar. My personal preference is the Lakota, just because I use one and it's one I end up picking up, but I'm sure I could seamlessly switch to a Stallion and use it just as easily. So anyway, thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe for more head comparisons and reviews and string videos. Like us on Facebook. And check out www.eastcoastdyes.com to order stringing and East Coast mesh.